Hey guys, this is Fusebox, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. This one is special without a doubt. This is not so much about the game, it's more about you and helping you play the game. Making this game so much easier to get through and progress. So we're not playing on the Plarium Play app. We're playing on Bluestacks. It is a downloadable, free, downloadable app. It's basically an emulator, a phone emulator, so it's going to play as if you were on your Android or your iPhone. It does work through Google Play. You download Bluestacks, and then on Bluestacks you'll go to Google Play and download your Raid Shadow Legends. You'll just link up your Plarium Play ID, and all of a sudden your game is playing on your PC right here on Bluestacks. So why would you do this? Let's talk about the pros. There's only one con. The only con to it is it's going to play. You can notice my graphics are not nearly as high and crisp as they are when I'm on the Plarium app. It's a little bit more sluggish. But other than that, there's no reason not to use this. Now, when I'm in front of my PC, I play on the Plarium app. It's a better looking game. I just love it. It's smooth. It's flawless. But this is basically like your game hacker, okay? Plarium knows about all the tricks I'm about to show you, and they are totally fine with these tricks being used. You're not a hacker. I don't know that, but let's just say, for the sake of this video, you're not a hacker, and this does not make you a hacker. So what can you do with Bluestacks? Why does everybody rave so much about Bluestacks? Let's start with one of the coolest things it does. When you're rolling up gear, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, right? You're trying to go, especially from 12 to 16. Let me see what we got here. We need to roll somebody up. Let's find. There's an unfinished piece of gear. All right. Going from 12 to 16 takes forever. You go to upgrade. I don't have a whole lot of silver here, but when you click upgrade, trying to go just to 13, it takes, 2 seconds every time it tries to take a roll. We finally hit 13. And you know how it gets. It gets to the point it takes forever just to get to 14, 15, especially 16. Well, in Bluestacks, you've got something called Eco Mode. Click on Eco Mode. Turn it on right here. Turn your frames per second to 10. I don't know why this works. I have no idea what makes this happen, but it's basically magic. So, don't argue with magic, okay? It's magic and it's science combined. Put frames per second on 10. Make sure this is on. If it's lit up, then it is on. Don't forget to turn it off when you're done. You do not want to go trying to play the game at 10 frames per second. You're going to get lost in a bunch of moving polygons. It's just a nightmare. But as far as rolling up gear, now we're going to hit upgrade and watch. You remember that 1, 2, 1, 2 every roll? Man, this sucker goes through rolls. Look, we're already at 14. It took about 6, 7 rolls there. This will eat your silver up, but it's not changing the outcome. It's just changing the speed. You can go from 1 to 16 in something like 15 seconds instead of 3 or 4 minutes. It's ridiculously amazing. Basically a hack. Turn Eco Mode off when you're done, and you're off to the races. That's it. You can level up this gear. When an artifact event comes around, I usually finish those things in 5-10 minutes. I pick the gear I want to roll up, roll it up, it's done. I mean, you got to have the silver for it. And you know what I always say, hoard that silver. You can go through and roll up your gear's champion's gear in 0 time. This is going to save you tons of time. Now, that is not by any means the coolest thing you can do on here. Now let's make a macro. This is how the game plays itself while you're at work, while you're sleeping, while you're at the grocery store. You need potions, you need gear from the Dragon Keep. Doesn't matter where you go, this one macro that I'm going to show you how to make with 3 easy clicks is going to play this game for you anytime you want. While you're sleeping, eating dinner. So let's go to a very basic place. This works anywhere. Go to Dragons, go to the Minotaur, wherever you go, click battle, and run the first battle. Let's speed this team up just a little bit. Alright. Oh, I just put in a level 40. Speed this team up, I say. Alright, whatever. It ought to be fine. So the first thing you're going to do is run through the dungeon one time. That's going to bring up the... why did I put a level 40? I saw Royal Guard. I have 3 of them. And I thought, man, there he is. Alright. It still won't take any time. We're going to burn through this. Now what we're fixing to do, over here there's a clipboard. This little clipboard, that's the macro recorder. We'll go ahead and let this finish out. My little 440 is dead on the floor. Look at him go. Why did I was trying to speed this up for you and I slowed it down, guys. I'm so sorry. It's alright, we'll have it done in less than a minute. What a horrible team. Alright, once you get to this screen where the replay button is, now we're going to make a macro. Obviously I have one. Here's how easy it is to make. I'm going to trash that one. It's just so easy. So 3 buttons you have to click, so pay attention here, and you can always rewind and look at it again, but it's totally easy. You're going to click record new macro, hit replay, go up here and hit stop recording. We just made a macro. What that does is it clicks right where that replay button, it clicks directly where you clicked, and it's doing it. Well, let's go ahead and let me show you how to finish this off. You've made your macro. Now go to the settings right here. Alright, so under settings, we don't want it to repeat this action one time. If you wanted it to run 20 times, you know, the auto runs that the game gives you, well, here you could set it up for 20 auto runs. Just hit 20 and it's going to run 20 times. Now that's not going to give you 20 auto runs. That's going to run this 2-second macro 20 times. Just keep that in mind. Alright, so we finished our next battle. You could tell it to run this macro for 3 hours if that's what you want. But in the end, just put it on infinitely until stopped. You want this macro to run until you decide it's time to stop. Hit save. Get out of here. Now there's your macro. You can go and name it. You can change it, whatever you want. You can bookmark it. This macro will run any dungeon you want over and over. So when we click it, the game's going to take over. Bluestacks is going to take over, and it's going to click replay directly where we clicked it every 2 seconds. So it's ran 2 times already. Okay, here's a great point. We're out of energy. So when it runs out of energy, it continues to just keep pressing replay every 2 or 3 seconds there. It's already run 10 times up here. You see where it's run 12 times. Once that energy refills naturally over time, you're ready to go. It'll use that 12 energy and just keep running. So we're going to go ahead and use some energy just so you can see it take off right afterwards. The game's just going to continuously click that replay button. Now we're going to turn this off because this is a ridiculous team that I just accidentally made. And there's our macro, ready to be used anywhere you want. It's always right here under this clipboard where you can you can open the macro tool where you can record a new one or click this one, but it's worth noting with the new update, macro 1 is right there. You can click it directly from here and turn it on. Easy as can be. So let's get out of here. We don't want to run through here all day. Let's talk about more complicated macros. I'll try to do this as quick as possible. So what I'm going to do, as long as you listen to my words, I'm going to do this faster than you should do it, but if you do it once, it's there forever. Another place that's handy to use it, running through these Arena 3 teams. Man, these things are nasty. So what you do is well, let's go ahead and do one. Open the tool, record a new macro. Alright, actually we got to stop that. I made one mistake. Okay, it didn't record anything, so thank goodness. You want to start with a fresh slate. These 3 versus 3, I don't know about you. Most people don't want to run them every day. They run the 5 for their advanced quest because it's great to get that legendary book every month, that 5-star chicken. What you do is, now that you have a fresh, clean slate, record a new macro, hit the first battle, hit start, take time in between these clicks because loading times can vary, enemy fights can vary. So first battle, click auto. Now, no matter how fast this goes, it's best to give it a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, because some battles can drag out infinitely. So don't click auto right now. I'm going to for the sake of this video, but you do not want to click auto for a good minute, minute and a half, because look, they've got Duchess. They can revive for days up here. We've got a reviver. We've got another reviver. This fight could go on for a couple of minutes. So you want to wait around for 2 minutes. Then you want to click auto. I'm going to do this because I don't want to make you sit through staring at a screen that's not moving. And the idea is to show you how to make a way to beat all 5 or use all 10 of your tokens while you're eating dinner. Because everybody wants the rewards from 3 versus 3. They just don't want to sit through these battles. And most people don't care if they win or lose. You just have to actually take your attacks. So this is kind of showing you how a fight can drag out. That's why I suggest waiting around a couple minutes at least between each click. It's not like this has to go fast. You're not going to be sitting at the computer when it happens. So we've almost got this one. And then I would honestly suggest waiting longer than what we've gone. When it gets to the next one, I would still wait that same amount of time. 2 minutes, 3 minutes if you're scared. I'm going to rush it because we're making a video. You'll finally, after a minute or two, you'll click auto. This finishes out our 3 versus 3 first battle. This thing is still recording right now. It's still recording everything we're doing as a macro. So make sure each click is precise and you don't click anything that you don't need to while you're making this macro. It literally times and records the exact placement of everything you do. The beautiful part is it's doing this inside of the Bluestacks app, so that if you exit out of full screen, it still works perfectly. Okay, now you're going to take a minute right here. You could still be fighting on another fight if it's a tougher team. So you're going to wait another minute or two. I'm going to rush it because of the video and click continue. Every click needs to be completely deliberate. Take a second, click continue. Now when you come back here, you'll go ahead and click your next fight, rinse and repeat. You'll come back, you'll click the third fight, rinse and repeat. This is why I make sure that you start on a fresh screen every time. It'll click here, 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 and then when you want your 5th fight, once we've completed this battle, you will click and drag carefully, and then you will click on your last battle, go through the whole thing, and from that point, when you're done, you'll click stop recording. All of those drags, all of those clicks are saved, and whether you win or lose, it will click 5 in a row and get you through this every day. That's the short version. I don't want to make you sit here through a 15-20 minute setup, but once you're done with that setup, you can run 3 versus 3 without ever sitting at your computer. When it's done, it's just done. You can tell it to run one time. You don't have to put it on infinite. In here, you would go to repeat action one time. It'll run that 15-20 minute macro, and then it's done. I didn't finish mine out, so I'm obviously going to delete it. But you would save yours, and you can use it every evening when you're doing your 3v3. That is not all that is offered through Bluestacks. The macros, you can get creative. You can make any macro you want. You can use that very first macro we made, the one that works on everything. It works in here too. If you're just going in and farming stage 20 of your faction war, whatever stage you're on, it doesn't matter. You just click it, and I'm not gonna make you sit through it, but you click it, you hit start, You open up your macro, you click number 1, and you're off to the races. It'll go until you're done with all of your keys. When it gets to 0, it'll just keep trying to replay it, and it'll keep saying you're out of keys. You can do this even while you're sitting at the computer, just so you don't have to focus on what's going on if you're just farming. So definitely an amazing thing. This macro recorder is one of the greatest things that ever came out for a video game. Bluestacks makes this happen. Now let's get into what Bluestacks can do for you. Quick warning, I'm going to try to keep this short. I've got so much running on my PC right now, plus Bluestacks, which runs as its own emulator using everything. I've got video, I've got lights running off my computer, I've got 3 monitors, I've got a lot going on. So this is going to drag and it's going to lag. If this lags out, I may become unsync with my voice here, but you got to see the amazing thing this can do for you. And then I'm going to just let you guys go. Basically, we're all hackers now. This is super cool. Right here, the little 2 windows button, this is the multi-instance manager. When you first use it, you're going to want to set, real quick, before I get out of here, before I do this, this is where I'm going to have to end it. The settings, under settings on the engine, compatibility mode, OpenGL, these are the things you're going to want to make sure are set. Preferred dedicated computer graphics. You can set these up as high as your computer can handle. You can, whatever it offers, or you can keep it low just so it's running with less work. I'm letting you see my settings because there are a lot of little things that do mess with this. You can adjust your frame rates up or down, whatever you feel like. 60 does just fine. Like I say, I only play this when I'm I don't play it at all. It plays itself. This is what I do to run potion keeps, dragon keep, fire knight. When a tournament's up, that's how I do well in tournaments. When I'm sleeping, I'm constantly spending energy. Even before I click the play button on my macro, I'll go ahead and use bottled energy out of my bags, pump some gems into energy, and just let it run all night with an extra 500-600 energy to get it started. So it's going to help you out in every area of the game. I just want to show you my settings in there because some of them can affect your computer. Everything else is basically according to your PC. The rest of it is. So, multi-instance manager. This is cool for anybody who has multiple accounts. I've already got them set up. You would just tell this to start a new instance. Right here it says create an instance, and then you'll tell it to be the exact same version that you're already using. So this is going to start lagging out. I'm going to do one at a time and hope that my computer can keep up with this. It can handle it, but I probably will become out of sync. So I've opened up Grease Traps version. This is my third account's version, which is uncommon. Now for me in real time, this is smooth and flawless. I have a feeling this is going to put a little bit of a sluggish drain on my PC. You can close the multi-instance manager, and now you can open up RAID in all 3 different accounts. They're all set up to a different account, and I can auto run all night on all 3. I'm going to close these out just for the sake of talking to you, because I do know that that puts a huge strain on my PC while I'm doing all this recording at the same time. That's Bluestacks, guys. It's 100% an amazing tool. Being able to roll up gear in an instant, that alone makes it totally worth it. Then the fact that you don't have to sit at your computer. It always looks like I'm online in the game, because I am, technically. When I'm at work, my computer is still grinding, whether I'm grinding potions. That's how you can keep your potions in check. And I would suggest, on that note, I mean, you can never have enough potions. You're going to start, the more 60s you get, the more you're going to be able to make. You're going to make them faster and faster. It's all going to get easier as you start building more variety of heroes to help get you through content. So having potions at the ready, like right now, I probably should be running some more blue potions when green's up. Once a week, I tend to run one night each color of potions. Like I'll run blue one night, I'll run red one night, and then I spend time, between Fire Knight or Dragon, Minotaur if I'm trying to push somebody. That's what Bluestacks does for me, and that's exactly what it could do for you guys. I'm not going to keep you any longer. These tips and tricks, you pretty much, they can't be replaced. They can't be mimicked. This is the only way I know to roll up gear this fast, to automatically. There are auto clickers out there, but they just don't work like this. You can set it up any way you want. Get creative. You saw that I can click, drag, I can do long drawn out macros. You could literally play a whole daily routine through this game and then click that macro every morning and make it go through it. As long as your timing's right. That's the tricky part. I'm not going to keep you any longer, guys. Bluestacks, it's really the way to play when you're not playing. You'll always be progressing even when you're not at your PC. Hopefully this helped you. I hope it does. If you got the time, log in, like, subscribe, leave me some comments. But this is just to help you guys out. I've been using this forever. I really do hope that it helps you guys up your game. Until next time, enjoy the grind.